Is Russia too strong? Is Germany too weak? Are your lines collapsing, forcing you to retreat to the Dnieper? Well, today I shall show you how to hold out and defeat Russia as Ukraine with the Red Hetmanate path. And yeah, Ukraine. I really actually like Ukraine. Probably one of my favorite Kaiserreich nations to play as, outside of, the obvious. And yeah, today I'm gonna show you how to get the Red Hetmanate path, which, like, when this came out was like a secret path, but since then they did put it in here. But yeah, the Red Hetmanate path, in my opinion, is probably the easiest Ukraine path. So, like the least intense path with, like, where you have to manage 4 different things. So yeah. I remember, like, when I first played Ukraine, when the update came out, I accidentally actually did go through, or like not accidentally, but like I did get to the Red Hetmanate path, mainly because I was like, can you actually make the negotiations succeed? And then I did a few things here or there and somehow managed to get it. But yeah, here I will show you how to get through the relief fairly easily, how to build up against Russia fairly easily, and what you can even do, to hold off Russia for most time. The only issue with this mainly is that by the time you can hold them off for like a while Germany will completely destroy itself against the international for some reason. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's first get these divisions on a line down here. Anyway, for starters, the first focus I want to take is the army and the state to get, down for my military things, because they are very important, especially getting to this one since, another daily army experience gain, which we will like a lot. Then I will just build mills. I don't think I will need anything else. We're gonna get analysis from our industrial decisions later on, and that's just a waste of time building this now then. Gonna be our starting research, the usual. And yeah, there's not that much to do at the start for Ukraine, so yeah, we can already begin. Small disclaimer though, I have not activated my division limit, which I usually do. For what I want to do with Ukraine, it kinda is a bit a pain, since I want a lot of divisions, but like smaller in template size. Since we will have, like, if you have like a big front line, it's always advisable to have like smaller divisions, like a lot of divisions, but smaller divisions in size, than if you have like a small border and just, have to get through that. So, I mean, for the most part, we're gonna try and hold. And yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna be doing here as Ukraine. Oh yeah, we also have Middle Europa, and here, let's just get a civ at the beginning. Getting a mill is kind of a waste. But yeah, now we can start. Now here, the first event where you have like a decision, it doesn't really matter what you click here, but I like going for the one that decreases my stability less. What rally in Rivne is a more important event for the path we want to go. We should not arrest Petliura or try to arrest him. We should just not aggravate his supporters needlessly, or else the negotiations later on are not gonna work. Oh yeah, production line doesn't really matter right now, just guns. After this focus, just a few days later, our Black Monday stuff will begin. Yep, the drafting of the relief bill. And now to get here, like, in my opinion, a lot of support, or like enough support, we shall support domestic companies. After that, creation of state corporations. First event we are hit with. Here we want to select classocratic approach. That sounds ridiculous. Then we have the event on the question of delegation of powers. There we want to click it's just rumors. After creation of state corporations, we want to select the railway issue. For the research slot later on in the industrial decisions, we will need mechanical computing. So let's get that. URDP proposes temporary nationalization of banking centers. For this event, we want to select the government will safeguard the banking system from sudden shocks. After railway issue, drop the gold standard. Question of stockpiled grain. Here we want to select we must support business owners in times like these. After completing dropping the gold standard, you will get this event, dropping the gold standard. And here we want to select leave the Hirvinia floating. And now the last focus, reassure VSZF and Protofis. Budget reserves. Here we want to select our German allies will surely understand. And now we shall continue our stuff down here. Let's first get reserve armament program. We want to produce a lot of equipment early on, so let's get concentrated industry. I would also recommend not spending any political power at the start. Just save up as much as possible. Unions and cooperatives. Here we want to select current crisis requires radical solutions. And yeah, after all that, every faction is supporting you. You did not really have to sway anyone here. This is mainly just that we get a lot of political power. Every path kinda needs that anyway, so it's not too bad. Though you don't really need everyone's support, of course. But yeah, I like played a few games this week now just to find like a way to get the stuff, get a like good thing from the relief bill. I feel like that's fine. It could still be better. So if you have an even better relief bill order, you can write it in the comments. And yeah, all right, now I wanna get down to Ukrainian armor core, so let's do that. But yeah, relief bill, mostly what it matters for this path is getting the URDP to support it. All right, conflict within the coalition. It is very important here to find a peaceful solution now. And with all the things we have done, we shall invite the VDR and they will accept. And now let's get through all the events that we need to select. First, the question of prisoners. We must agree for the sake of the country. Death in Odessa. Here we want to select they have gone too far in the talks. After that, they will offer us a counter proposal. Here we must select they are trying to be reasonable. We should too. The matter of representation. Here we want to suggest Danilo together with Doroshenko as an alternative. Then the question of socialists, local and national elections. After that, outrage from the right. Here we want to allow participation of leftists with two caveats. Vinnichenko's book club. Here we want to select he's a writer after all, leave him be. And lastly, question of the Soim's power. Here we want to select this is too radical. And after that, the train crash and our hetman will die. He's now replaced by his son, Danilo. And now we are on our, not really secret path anymore, but yeah, you get it. All right, now the opposition minigame you have at the start here. Let's now first wait for this focus since I want to get as much army experience as possible. And don't spend your PP. We will need it. I would also not recommend signing up for the Eastern European Defense Corporation. You want a 5% political power gain. All right, the long road ahead once your completed reforms starts. First thing you should immediately click on is issue of land reform, since the main reform focuses. If you take one, you have to wait 28 days until you can take another one. So once they are available, always take them. Let's start with that. Also important, immediately strengthen the VDR side. We need them strong for other focuses. Here we want to compromise because it reduces the opposition, which we want for the start. It's more important to get the opposition down than the VDR high. After mechanical, let's get radio, and that's what I did over here, by the way. Now land reform, honestly, modifier wise, the compromise one is better. However, you get like, once this finishes, it's like already the start of the war, so it doesn't really do that much what you get from the modifiers, in my opinion. I'd rather get the radical one since it gives you 200 political power, which is, in my opinion, way better. So let's get the radical option. Now I would recommend going over to this side here, dealing with the coalition. Also, since we're gonna get some events that will either take away political power or we increase opposition, and we cannot, and this event gets rid of once we complete one of these focuses down there. Now don't immediately take another focus. We're gonna wait a few days since then our faction's gonna get strengthened, and this is the event I meant, by the way, never increase the opposition. Now we can curb the opposition efforts one time, do not click it another time. We have enough for once, and now we do strike the classocrats to significantly weaken the opposition, which we're gonna be needing to get another focus here. And of course immediately strengthen the VDR again. Alright, now after this we want to of course get another reform done. I would recommend do lift ban on socialist organizations as the last one, since I want to take this focus and this unlocks this focus without opposition, so ignores opposition basically. So after you get these three, you can basically after that ignore the opposition. So let's first do reign, not rule. Oh, and before this time's out, you will need to curb the opposition one time. The VDR is gonna get weakened a bit, but yeah, don't worry about it. Important, you do wanna help out the Bulgarians so that you don't have to deal with Romania on your border. Here I would recommend strengthening the VDR with the opposition. Once we get high VDR support, let's try and weaken the opposition with this. I would also now just make promises of reforms, not the other one. Also don't curb the opposition. I think there's gonna be some events and stuff that will reduce VDR again. So we need them on high for this focus. And weaken the opposition again. After sacking the Protofis, let's do one reform again. Alright, we got an event that will strengthen the VDR somewhat, so let's do that. And then we can curb opposition efforts, which we will be needing to do, or else our focus here will be cancelled once this time's out. Alright, we will now get the solution of the Union of Agrarian Statists, which will weaken the opposition massively, which is great. And now we can support the USDRP without a problem. Also, for intervening here in Bulgaria, I would recommend trying to get to Belgrade, as that will make them capitulate. And once they capitulate, getting Romania shouldn't be too hard. Also, this is pretty good. I don't know why they're not continuing. Now women's suffrage, and we will need to curb the opposition like one time, and then we can ignore the opposition completely. Once your guns are filled up, let's get some trains and trucks. We will be needing trucks, and also then spam out support equipment. And yeah, and after I have construction 2 here now, we'll go to artillery. Here we want anti-air. Alright, now that this is complete, we can fully ignore the opposition, since this one is, you know, unlockable by that. I will do dealing with the SHD, simply because of the 10% stability. And yeah, for later things, we will need excavation. Now, after I got radio, I will get light tanks. Alright, Romania and Serbia have capitulated. After that, they will probably shortly after peace out, and Bulgaria will win, which is great for us. Now, let us get the army offense expert for our chief of army. And now the last reform afterwards, we can complete the parliamentary hetmanate. Now, a bad thing that happened, Austria collapsed, so we won't get our states here. Alright, our industrial and land reform decisions are gonna happen now. Before we click any industrial decisions, first we want to complete this focus, just so that we reduce the cost. Land reform and industrialization begin. Here I would recommend immediately getting 2 land reforms done, just so that we get rid of the political power debuff from our national spirit. After these complete, don't take any more and wait until we get to rural banks for reduced costs. And here, like I said, we're gonna wait until our focus completes here. Now for these occasional events, I would always recommend selecting the ones that increase your points or stability. Do not take ones that decrease stability, and I don't really need a political power here. Now we got anti-air, which we're gonna be building. After organized state monopolies, let's introduce progressive taxation for the industrial score gain every 150 days. And the first decisions we always want to click here is to finish the Dnipro hydroelectricity project, because that one takes a while and it locks behind these 2 decisions until it's complete. And there's also this one, which takes another 250 days, so we want to get that immediately. Then I would recommend getting the Great Eastern Railway and also the Great Western Railway, because they also lock stuff behind them being completed. Let's also pump out more infantry while nothing's going on. Getting light tanks. We want to get field hospitals. Also, it will always try and transform the marches and stuff. After progressive taxation, let's do our land reform focuses. I would actually, for this here, recommend getting the body PP, or else you're just gonna slash your way too much down. We unlock this focus, by the way, through our reforms, and it's also what we're gonna take, since it's a better version of this, way better. And let's get partial mobilization. And now Great Western Railway. And I would wait for the focuses that give a lot of civilian or military victories. Also, we are continuing getting some better artillery and anti-air over here. Let's do the Central Industrial Zone, since that one takes 120 days. And let's get Kharkiv Steelworks, gives us 2 civilian factories and 5 steel. After field hospitals, I would get some infantry weapons, which we'll be needing. And now rural banks for the decreased cost over here. Now I would complete all the focuses over here, since they give us pretty good buffs and also factories and score. Of course, continue doing the land reform now. Here I would recommend immediately getting concentrated, even though it takes a long time. We don't have anything else to research really. We're gonna use the Grand Battle Plan Doctrine, so let's get that. And since we lifted the ban of socialists, we can get the Social Democrats in a coalition and also reduce advisor cost. And let's spam out more divisions. After getting better artillery, we're first gonna get more anti-air. We will design a light tank SP, mainly focus on getting as much soft attack as possible with these without reducing the reliability too much. Also, I would put them to 7 kilometers per hour and also keep them as cheap as possible. And I'm gonna build them after getting a second row of infantry filled. Alright, I saved a bit PP because our dam was like 50 days until it finished, just so that I can continue doing these long ones. I mean, just the other dam, I guess. This one is not too long. But yeah, let's continue. Let us also get individual excellence. Alright, now let's do campaign against illiteracy and also cooperate with women's organizations. And now after this, we want to go over here and do these focuses that give us industrial score and military factories. For advisors, now we want to get cooperatives proponent. We also want to get grand assault. And since we researched mechanical computing, we can do modernized technical universities. We will be needing a bit more trucks also, by the way, and maybe also a bit more anti-air. For later things, we want to get motorization of the cavalry corps. And yeah, now we have 90 industrial scores, so the maximum. Didn't really need everything here, but yeah, We get political power, I think, if we go above, right? Yeah. Let's already expand our infantry, adding field hospitals, support anti-air. And for the second advisor, we will get the commissioner of Poale Zion, mainly because of the efficiency cap increase and stability. And now since it's gonna take a bit of time, let's get to our army reforms. We have a 4th research slot. Let's get some better radio. And now we have a 5th research slot. By the way, I will go through this because I like the cavalry buffs here that I'm gonna get for my tanks. And with the 5th one, let's upgrade our field hospitals. And for the last advisor here, let's get the mathematical pioneer, more factory output, and self-propelled support for our tanks. And I will get projectile army factions just for the training time reduction, which we will be needing to have them fully trained once, before the Russia war starts. And also we're gonna get cavalry recon, since our doctrine here gives us 10% soft attack or having recon for our infantry. And yeah, this is how our infantry template is gonna stay. 18 whiffs defending all this. Let's also get Azovstal for more construction speed. For our focus, we also got Yevhen Konovalets as our field marshal for free. So yeah, let's use him, give him offensive doctrine and charismatic. Now for our defense, we recommend something like this, around rivers and forests mainly. And everything here is like great for defensiveness except for this one, since there's nothing there. But luckily it doesn't matter if it breaks, since our supply is back here. So even if they push through here, they will not have any supplies. Just make sure to keep Kharkiv. This is pretty important. And yeah, try and hold like that. Mainly try to take advisors that have infantry officer. Other than that, I don't really have anything else great here. Yeah. Also important, don't forget about Crimea. You can block them by sitting your navy up here, but I would not fully rely on that. And also they could maybe do naval invasions. But yeah, with the navy there, just one division is enough. Or don't do it with the field marshal line. Shelling of whatever city, blah blah blah, meaning the war's about to begin. It's gonna take a bit until we get our cavalry reduction, sadly. I'm gonna take that immediately, since I want to get my division for the tanks. But for first, we're gonna try and hold anyway. Let's get the infantry expert. Also, we will be needing a few trucks here and there to, carry supplies everywhere, since, as we see, it's a bit problematic over here with supplies. Also, as we see here, it's also a bit problematic, so let's just try and increase the railway. Would actually recommend having the railway like this, because this tile could maybe be taken. Speaking of increasing the railway, also this one and this one, I guess, and then this should be fine. And let's get the concealment expert. Our approaches. All right, Russia is gonna come, so let's hope that we can hold out against them. I'm gonna continue the army reforms here instead of getting, buffs here to defend. I feel like this is a bit more worth, since they're gonna take a bit. All right, now I have disbanded the line, by the way, mainly because I don't want the units to completely screw up everything. We will be here on the defensive, so we should look out for things that are collapsing. Sucks right now that all these losers here are attacking, but yeah. I think that's a bug that I can claim that right now, but I will not click these, since these are our allies. I'm not getting that anyway, but yeah. Mainly look out for lines breaking and try funneling troops around. Most important, like I said, is Kharkiv, so if like stuff over here collapses, like I said, it's not that problematic. If they come in here, they're gonna have supply issues, since there's nothing. And yeah, our main issue, what could happen, is them pushing through here, but it shouldn't be too problematic. As long as we hold out over here, everything should be fine. Sucks that, yeah, cynical is Spain and Italy. Could have maybe helped Italy, but Spain was already lost cause because I was busy in Bulgaria. Pushed them a bit in here, since it's a bit, reduces the tiles, and it's also a bit annoying here. And yeah, pushed out a new division, so I'm gonna get the fallback line again, so that they organize in there perfectly. But for now, we haven't lost a tile that we have division on, so it's fine for now. But let's just wait until they put their tanks on my ass. And let's get the coordination expert we have here. I'm also increasing the template size the entire time when I have the experience for it. Also training them. We're running a bit low on AA. Actually, I'm gonna train some more troops, mainly in case yeah, there's a problem up here. We have no problem over here. Oh my god, they pushed over there. I will keep that over there just in case. But yeah, a bit of problem, like I said, they're a bit problematic. I hope now the Communal Friends joined in. I hope they can hold them off. But yeah, for now we are holding our lines, and they did suffer a few casualties. We didn't suffer that much. Also, we have tickle back in our divisions, so that's great. I'm already gonna send these troops away, since the troops have a bit thinned here, so they have sent a few away. Mainly just to hold the swamp up here, which will be important. And yeah, this this will be our tank division. It has a bit of a breakthrough, sure, I know. But you gotta, I could add light flame tanks, so maybe let's research that. Since Russia has been pushed over here, we don't really need the navy over there anymore, and we can now just try and maybe destroy some Russian ships, patrol and strike force, and also make them automatic split off when repairing. Let's do the front line now, since they've kind of stopped actually doing stuff, and our tanks are also down here now, which I do want to use against them. After getting our stuff down here, we can now get some other bonuses. Captured Rostov and encircled some troops here now. Let us destroy them. I also reinforced my troops from the troops here, since this now looks like it can hold it, and they're also pushed up here. So yeah, let's try and counterattack and circle troops with our tanks, basically. They're kind of fine. Could be better with more breakthrough, but I don't have that many resources. Maybe I could have had that many resources. Like, I don't need that many light flame tanks if I add them there. I forgot that usually I just have like a time lapse, basically. I think from here on I'm just gonna have a time lapse now. But just for the stuff that happened before, I just held my lines here and reinforced if they were about to break, or like not about to break, but once divisions got a bit low on orc, I would retreat them out and send fresh fully orc divisions in, basically. That's all that happened over here. But yeah, let's have a fast forward gameplay now. Okay, Russia dying before France is criminal, Germany. But yeah, a bit of issue here there with Belarus and Lithuania getting dunked on yet again. But with my 8 light tanks, it's no problem. I also made like the light flame tanks just for the breakthrough. And yeah, now everything should be fine, hopefully. This, you know, Tsaritsyn fell also, so like their main 3 cities have fallen. So it's, you know, just a matter of time until they completely die. Hopefully. The encirclement is inevitable, Russia. Give up. Okay, they broke encirclement because these losers just cannot send divisions over there. I'm the only one that apparently has to provide divisions. Maybe I could get more infantry, but like I don't have anti-air, man. You saw that I'm running out of that shit all the time. Let's just get through here now. The terrain here sucks ass, whatever. Can they like fall now? Tsaritsyn is gone. Come on, man. Maybe if we get the new Novgorod, maybe then we'll see. How can you not attack, man? Like this destroys me attacking so hard. Oh, okay. Now I'm supporting there. My bad. Can you not, like, I want to be immediately reinforced into the battle. If you've ever wondered why you're just not getting into the battle correctly, if you attack at the same time from multiple times, like these divisions are instantly there. If you do this one time and then another time, it's gonna wait for the reinforce rate to do that, and might be lucky, get it immediately, might be unlucky and just not get it. So always try attacking at the same time, so that you are immediately like reinforced into the battle with your units that you want to be in the battle with. No, I just want to be in the battle with the tanks, that's why. But yeah. Kill them all. How much did I destroy, man? 2.7 million. I'm carrying the entire east in front of my back, bro. What does he even do, man? What does he even do? Yeah, France, I guess, but like, how are they not winning against France? How are they not winning it? Like, I've done everything back here. They're almost dead. Let me get to Kazan and they say, oh, we want to surrender. Ukraine too strong. 60-day military operation, they said. Oh, there's the death of Savinkov. Yep. Russia falls before it turned international, guys. That's how you do it. You destroy them with shitty light tanks. They have no armor. They have no armor. They have no armor. They have legit no armor. They have negative armor. I don't need armor. Armor's overrated anyway. I'm just gonna... Did they lose Kazakhstan or does that just like peace out or something like that? By the way, I didn't see that. Yeah, I don't really care that much about this stuff. And yeah, Russia falls before the France is crazy. I mean, they have to... Okay, like the international is a bit strong here. I'll give you that. But like, we destroyed Russia. Light tank, I did show it in the fast forward, but yeah, it looks like this right now. I upgraded the light tanks to advanced light tanks and also got advanced light flame tanks, which helped me get a bit more breakthrough. Like literally, look, it's 30 breakthrough is a lot. Don't on a resume that shit. But yeah, cavalry, because we get cavalry bus, so no brainer. And I'm running out of motorized. I need them for supplies more, and that's how you easily win against Russia on your own, apparently. But yeah, no elections. I'm just gonna stay with the URDP. Yeah, why not? And yeah, last focus, a Hetman's legacy. But yeah, if Austria wouldn't collapse, you could get this region through the decision after Poland gets their elections. Didn't happen for me because Austria decided, let's just die and press the die button. But yeah, it's kind of it for everything here. I mean, I could now wait until they've, you know, they're done there. I'm not helping that out. I already did enough over here. But yeah, hope this helped you. Also, maybe, you know, have a strategy how to, you know, hold this Ukraine. So, you know, try and hold around more of the defensive terrain. And I would recommend just spamming out 18 whiffs, kind of like this, with field hospitals. And field hospitals is the most important thing here. Anti-air is also important, mainly because you wanna, you don't have an air force, and Russia has an air force, and that's a problem, you know. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this, and, you know, I'm still trying to make a Russia guide. Don't worry about that. It's just, I'm trying to figure out a good infantry, like what to do with the army, basically, because that's my biggest issue, right? Something that just works all the time, and that's not reliant on France not immediately dying. But yeah, I'm like trying to do things where I'm like, I want to do this now, and I don't know, I felt like playing Poland, Ukraine right now, and so that's how I decided on that. Okay, deal with that. But yeah, that's everything. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope it helped. Hope you enjoyed it. So, see you guys next time. Bye bye.